Guten Abend.
Congratulations, Hunter. Dracula's vampires suffered a major loss today.
You deserve the credit, Doctor. You did good work today.
The sunlight serum is so diluted it no longer poses a threat. The vampires have been cast back into the night, where they belong. I don't think I can properly express my relief. Hunter, if you had not been there to lean on throughout all this, I do not know how I would have survived.
This plague of vampires put stress on the whole team. We supported each other.
You are too kind. I'm glad I found such a welcoming family of heroes. And about that, Hunter, you should know that I will remain committed to the Midnight Sun's greater mission. You all helped me in my time of need. It is only fair that I return the favor.
Your support is much appreciated.
Marvelous. But before we move on, we must make one final decision regarding the sunlight serum.
We?
Well, yes. I value your guidance. My prototype sample is no more, but I still possess my research notes. I could continue my experiments in the hopes of curing myself and maybe others, unless the risk of it falling into the wrong hands seems too great.
If a cure is possible, you should continue to look for it. If someone tries to exploit your research again, we will be here to stop them.
I was hoping you would feel that way. I can't wait to get back to work. After this business with Lilith is settled, of course. Thank you for your help, Hunter.
It seems we can finally put this ordeal with Morbius's serum behind us.
Thankfully, we have more important things to focus on now.
Hunter, thank you for not being overly harsh with Morbius.
I only did what seemed to be right at the time.
I would say you are wise beyond your years, but you have more years than most of us put together. Maybe that's what makes you so discerning.
And still no wrinkles.
Indeed. I am just glad that Morbius found some peace of mind. I am familiar with that journey. It's not easy. Be proud of your part in that, Hunter.
Told you Morbius would come through for us.
You were right, Blade. Morbius proved very useful today.
You know, even I'm impressed that he stared down Dracula.
So, did the two of you bury the hatchet?
We're not exactly friends, but I appreciate his experience in the field.
Sounds like someone is developing a grudging respect for the living vampire.
Okay, sure. Just don't tell him I said that.
You know, grudging respect is the first step to real friendship.
It's time to drop this, Hunter.
What were you reading, Doctor? One of those political spy thrillers Captain Rogers is always heads down in?
It's actually a medical journal on bispecific antibodies and the treatment of hematologic malignancies. Just some light reading.
I hope you learned something that could give us an edge in battle. We need every advantage.
I feel the same. I've found that when I keep my mind sharp, I make better use of my body. In truth, I've been in survival mode so long, I don't know where to find my own off switch.
Take a nap. If you were having trouble sleeping, maybe Nico could cast a spell of slumber.
I believe that spell is called listening to her talk about independent foreign films.
Just do not overdo it. Our bodies need rest to function.
Maybe your body does. I'm a nocturnal animal. I'm sorry. That was uncalled for. Maybe I am a little on edge.
All the more reason for a break.
You're right. I shall enjoy some respite. But then I'm jumping right back into this medical journal. It's just starting to get good.
Riveting. But that's friendship level 1. Look at that.
What drove you to study medicine, Doctor?
I know what it's like to feel suffocated by a disease. I wanted to help others avoid my fate.
I admire your compassion.
To be fair, it wasn't entirely selfless. I needed to learn biology to cure myself.
I believe you are a good man.
Thank you for saying so. But I was not always the man you know.
You are haunted by your past, but your past does not define you.
I was full of selfish ambition. I used my resources to further my own goals over the needs of others.
Would you do things differently if you had the chance?
Of course.
Then you have grown into a better person.
I see. Then may I never stop growing.
I suppose that's the gift, isn't it? A comic about himself.
I really needed
Nice.
that after our...
Why?
You know, there are a surprising number of vampires in New York. A lot of them are cabbies.
What would you like to do? Stargaze, have a drink, or work out? I'm not seeing him working out. I'm not seeing him have a drink. Let's try stargazing.
How do you celebrate holidays at the Abbey?
When I was young, we took them as an excuse to feast. We should do that again. Do you have a favorite holiday?
Oh, I appreciate Halloween.
You enjoy dressing up?
The opposite. Halloween is one of the few days each year where I don't have to dress up to blend in with the crowd. The candy isn't bad either.
How do you blend in with the crowd?
Hats, sunglasses, travel by night. But these days, people don't pay much attention to me. They're often too engrossed in their phones.
Well, what can I give him? Because I've already given... Dealing with difficult co-workers is always a good one. Carmen, you're in a demon, maybe? Try that.
You surprised
I
me
only
with
liked
this
it.
one, Hunter.
Liked the gift and liked the activity. That's
I am not used to seeing vampires in a chapel. Even Blade rarely comes here.
Naturally. Most vampires wouldn't be caught dead in a place like this.
I think you mean caught undead.
Yes, of course. Regardless, I am not like most vampires.
Because you're a living vampire?
Well, that's part of it. My powers come from a perversion of science, so I do not share the vampiric weaknesses. But our differences run deeper than that.
What do you mean?
Well, for starters, I do not abide by their foolish traditions. Most vampires are superstitious stooges, hissing at crosses and flinching whenever they feel a drop of water. I do not believe in many of the common dark magics. Most paranormal events can be explained through the magic of science.
I am used to watching allies throw fire from their hands. Your disbelief is almost refreshing.
It is. I am surprised a person with your experience is so open-minded.
I would love to hear more.
As I see it, the universe is governed by fundamental rules like gravity and nuclear fusion. Science and magic are just two ways of tapping into and manipulating those rules. So, I'm not saying the paranormal world does not exist, I merely believe most people give it too much credence. In the end, science is more powerful than a spell.
I would be grateful to have a spell in almost any fight. Or would you have us throwing test tubes at vampires?
Hey, test tubes gave me these teeth. The only thing this supernatural world ever gave me is a headache.
I suppose the magical world is not for everyone.
Indeed. But you have given me something to think about. Not many people take the time to listen to my theories. For that, I am grateful.
I think I've completed all the Morbius missions. Yeah, no trophy for that either. It's frustrating. Good job I've got a second save game that I've kept open for this such occasion.
Hunter, hello.
I just find it annoying. Okay, it's a few days later and I've done some grinding and I've got Morbius up to friendship level 5, so let's go through that and then we'll look at his deck and then we'll do his challenge mission.
When I was a child, we had a saying, grab an egg and shave it.
What?
Are eggs hairier in Greece?
No, but that is the point. The expression signifies you are faced with an impossible, no-win scenario. Over the years, I have been forced to shave a lot of eggs.
You should have made an omelet.
Hey.
I do not like omelets. I do not even like eggs. I prefer to eat my meals after they're born.
Gross.
My point is that I'm constantly fighting impossible odds. And no matter how often I defy the universe, it always twists a knife deeper into my gut.
You have lived a hard life, and you deserve a rest. Do you wish to leave the group?
Oh, no. I'll fight at your side to the end. You deserve that much. I just hope our battle is over soon.
Me too. But if we travel together, maybe the journey will not feel as long.
I'm continually impressed by your counsel, Hunter. When I'm down, you find a way to make me feel better.
That is what teammates are for. We make up for what the other lacks.
Yes, you are like the yin to my yang.
Actually, I was hoping I could be the yang.
Hunter, you can be whatever you want. At the risk of sounding overly sentimental, let me say one last thing. When I first arrived in the Abbey, you had reservations, justifiable reservations, about letting a vampire into your home. I would not have blamed you if you had kept me on a short leash. But you welcomed me into your home and made me feel like a valued member of the team.
I would not have done any of that if you had not proven yourself more than capable both on and off the battlefield.
Even so, now you are one of my most trusted allies. Together, maybe the impossible test before us will be a little less daunting.
And there it is, friendship level 5. So now we can do his challenge mission. Just going to run through the deck that I've got for him at the moment and the changes I might make. This is of course without seeing what his legendary ability is. So this is the deck. Got with 2 claws that I've upgraded with additional damage. I've gone with the 2 quick claws that I've upgraded with additional damage. 2 charms, they both have upgraded heroism, so they can give you 4 heroism each when you play it. And some of the attacks I've done have dealt 500 to 600 damage when I've charmed somebody, so 600 damage plus 4 heroism is brilliant. It is a random ally, obviously, but still good. I've got cornered, which if he's in trouble I can play. If he's not in trouble I can just redraw it to gain heroism. I've added that to it because it's a bit of a situational card. I always like to have that on redraw. gain something for those kinds of cards. And finally, echolocate with additional damage. Now, this are the changes I might make. So Claw Plus deals additional damage if they bleed. Echolocate also deals additional damage if the target's bleeding. So I've got 2 Shadow Strikes that I've upgraded to have 50% chance to apply bleed, and it hits 3 different enemies. So you could make 1 or 2 of them bleed, which means that his other abilities will be better for each target, as well as drawing a card, so there's more chance of not only making them bleed, but then drawing cards that will deal additional damage because they're bleeding, if that makes sense. So that's good. I've got a misform here that gives 3 heroism, and I might swap out the cornered for that, so that if he's ever in trouble, I can just conceal him and get 3 heroism from that. And then finally down here is an echolocate. This is a change I probably am going to make. Echolocate that on KO gives 2 heroism rather than the echolocate in the deck, which just has additional damage. It's only 20 more damage, so it's not that much, but it'll give 2 more heroism on KO, which it usually does. And if it doesn't KO, making them weak and marked is good anyway. So let's have a look at the challenge mission and see what it's called. It's called Late Night Snack, and see what his legendary card is going to be, and what his legendary outfit's going to look like as well. Just while this is loading, I just want to say as well that there has been some more bugs. That same Nico mission, I've done it again and it crashed, and I had to reload to the night before and go through all the day things again to bring it up. There was one where it went green. I think the moon is supposed to be green, but it sent everything green and you couldn't see anything. It was definitely not how it was supposed to be. So it's still buggy, but it's still good fun. Just supposed to fix the bugs. Obviously none of the trophies have popped either, so I need to go through my other save and do that, but I don't know if they'll work in that one either. So I'm going to pretend I'm not using a guide, and I'm just going to do that. Then I'm going to use this. Then I'm going to do that. And that should give me the Bloodlust card. There it is. Let's use Bloodlust. And we'll use Shadow Strike on that one, and that one. And I can use that one there. And then we'll use this, I think. Like that. That one on that one. Okay, so it's called Undying Frenzy. See what that does. And if it's worth getting, if it's worth putting in the deck, it might not be. So it costs 2, 60 damage, damage any enemy with bleed, damage an enemy with bleed. Oh. Well, that's... I'm hoping it does a lot more damage. Well, obviously it's going to do a lot more damage when it's actually in the real world, but again, that leads me to what I was saying about using the ability, what's it called? Shadow Strike, to give things bleed. Looks good. Only hits one target, which is a shame. There it is. 726, that's better, that's more like it. Yeah, I'll take that for 2 heroism. But it's got to be an enemy with bleed. It's situational. It's a bit awkward. We'll see what its upgraded version's like. Oh, it just removes exhaust. See what upgrade we can get on it as well. Additional damage would be nice.
I feel stronger already.
Don't know how many attempts I
can
get
already taste the blood.
to reroll either, but 300 and I've got 3 legendary blueprints. I've got 3 reroll attempts. Apply vulnerable, 10% stun. Oh, they're both rubbish.
I'll meditate until you're ready.
Apply vulnerable. I want to be killing it if I'm playing this card. If I've gone through the effort of making something bleed so I can do this ability on it, I want to be killing it. I don't want to be making it vulnerable for another attack. So let's try again. Redraw, because it is a situational card. I mean, that applies a bleed. I think redraw's probably the best right now. If there's no enemies with bleed that I need to use it on, I can redraw it. And this is the last attempt, because I'm out of legendary. I think I'll stick with that. That's not too bad, because it's a situational card, and as I said earlier, I like to have on redraw abilities on situational cards. So that's good. And then let's look at Midnight Sun's outfit. It's fine. It's fine. I do like that one. It's nice, that. Oh, I can equip that one as well. Oh, I think I'm going to. I like the frayed cape. No, I like the purple, I think. I don't really know Morbius from the comics. I only know him from the film. I don't know, so I don't know what his colours are, but I think purple for vampire seems to look good. Let's give some downtime. Oh, nice hoodie. Rock t-shirt. Oh, that's nice. Makes him look like Bruce Banner. So change outfits daily. Give the man some board shorts to cover up some of that skin. Yeah, so that's it for another week of Marvel's Midnight Suns. I will be back in a couple of weeks probably to do the next DLC, which is Storm. As for me, I'm going to do this all again on my other save and hope to pop all the trophies. So thanks for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you later.